Why are you here? You're here to outwork. You're here to outtrain. You're here to win.
Here with Aaron Brooks after a big weekend win in the U.S. Open, 79 kilograms. Tell me a little bit what's been going through your head for the last 24 hours.
Excitement. I wanted to do really well in that tournament. I knew it was the hardest bracket. I knew, a lot of people, my fans, they had me winning, of course, but I know a lot of other people, had their doubts. So, I just wanted to show what I'm bringing to the table now, show that I'm a new wrestler. So it was real fun. Felt really good. Cardio, hand fighting with the, college guys. It felt good.
So what's your approach? You know it's a tough bracket. It's stacked.
Yeah.
You got college kids. You got Whitlake in there. How are you mentally approaching this in the build-up to the match or the tournament?
I was getting excited. I was like, this is the toughest bracket I've ever wrestled in. It's go time. It's weird because I'd say like a month out, big events. Now I get a little bit of butterflies, but then it's like a week and a half out, I just get really excited. I don't get nervous anymore. So, my approach was just, in training, go hard. Every time I felt like stopping, you just keep pushing through that, and you know you're ready for a match. So, really calm approach, but really excited as well. So, that's like the same thing when I was stepping on the mat, just excited to wrestle.
Now, as time gets closer, people's names are getting floated. They're going to be in the bracket. Are you looking ahead at who's going to be in their bracket? Are you that kind of guy who's like, when the bracket comes out, are you looking through the entire thing, or are you just whoever's in front of you, you go get them?
See, that's my dad. So I train. My dad, he'll take the brackets. He'll let me know if there's anybody specific that he thinks style will give me a little bit of trouble. So then he studies them and he gives me the game plan if I have to face them. So he blesses me with that. So the brackets come out, he checks them. He's like, he'll send me a list. This guy. Watch him a little bit, and that's it.
So you're not doing any scouting per se, but your dad is giving you the game plan if there's someone you don't know.
Yeah.
Now, obviously the big one was you're coming up with this rematch with possibly Whitlake, who ends up going down. And I'm not sure, was that the quarterfinal? I'm not sure when he went down.
Quarterfinal.
What was it?
Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals. So you have 10-0 wins to open up. Then you get Bretsky. Close match. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about that match, because 4 points was the closest spread you had all tournament.
Yeah. So it was funny because the day before they're like you're in the semis. I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, you got Bretsky. I was like, yeah, I got Bretsky. So a friend of mine, like, they told me like, oh yeah, you'll be fine. But then, like, after the match, after I beat him, they're like, I didn't want to say this before the match, but, he was actually really good. I was like, oh, well, I wouldn't have got to me anyways. But that was funny. But that match, I knew he was strong. So I knew he had good counters, too. Like I said, my dad gave me the game plan. He said, don't shoot straight on him. He'll try and, roll you through. So I got my angles off. I got a double leg off on him, and he exposed his back, so I got 4 for that.
Yeah.
And I just headlocked him right to his back. So I had him on his back for like 30 seconds or something. And I'm like, he's pinned. It's freestyle. What happened to the touch pins? So then he fought out of that, though. He's tough. He fought out of that. But after that, time went out. I felt he was really tired going to the second period. But I also didn't want to, force any shots because I knew he was looking to just get that roll through and get 4. So I was like, if he wants to just sit here and hand fight, we can just sit and hand fight because he has to score, And I felt comfortable fighting with him, so it was. I felt in control the whole match, though.
So after that match, did you know Whitlake went down before that match, or after?
Yeah, I knew he went down. Okay, so I wrestled a guy named last name by Grello.
Joe Grello from Rutgers. Yep.
Yeah, I seen Whitlake lose, and then I wrestled Grello, so I knew he had lost.
Okay.
And I went with that, so.
Did that affect you mentally at all? Because were you building up for him, or was it just?
No, I wasn't building up for him. I the way I went into it, I was like, if I see him, I see him. I plan on winning through, so hopefully he does too. And then he lost, and I was like, well, let's focus on the next guy. Focus on my bracket, focus on my side. I can only control myself, so it didn't really affect me. I just knew that it was a tough bracket, and him taking that loss proved that it was.
You get in the finals against Labriola, redshirt freshman. He gets the first takedown.
Yeah.
What's going through your head? Like, that's the first time you've been behind all tournament. From the outside, it looked like you just changed your mentality and turned into a buzzsaw. But what's going through your head?
Also, so the whistle blew. We locked up, and he snapped me down, like off the go. I was like, oh my gosh, like if he's snapping like this the whole match, then I'm gonna really have to start snapping back like that. So he snapped me, and then I got to his leg. I was like, all right, I'm in on the leg. I can fire off. And then he rolled out of it. I felt how strong he was there, and I was like, all right, this kid's strong, So I have to really set it up. And then he takes me down, locks up a gut, and I was like, I can't go over on this first gut because once they get one, the momentum keeps going.
Yeah.
I was like, so I'm gonna just fight this one real hard. He started squeezing. I was like, losing my air. Ref stood us up, and then he really wanted to lock up, kind of slow me down. So my first takedown came off of clearing his underhook, so he locked up underhook. I just cleared it and then shot right away. I knew he would be ready for that. So then I just started really pushing the pace, kind of gassed out, got my angles off.
Now, did you feel like you broke him? Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again.
I didn't really want to shoot single legs because he's a funky guy. I wanted to finish clean on doubles. So
now, did you feel like at some point he, what's the word I'm looking for? Gave up?
Broke. I think I don't know if he mentally broke. I mean, I think his gas tank, was definitely played a big factor. I think he got tired. I felt him giving less effort into the hand fight as he was at the beginning of the match. He was fighting real heavy in there, and then we started flurrying a little bit, and I felt him breathing heavy, and so I think it was gas tank mainly because he mentally seemed there. He did, but I think physically he wasn't.
Okay. No problem. Any way to make that thing stable or not? You just hold
Yeah, let me try this real quick.
I don't want anybody getting motion sickness at home, but
yeah, let me try this. All right, give me that 2 seconds. Yeah. All right. Should be good.
Boom. So now you've been wrestling a long time. What age did you start wrestling?
5.
5. Right? Was your dad into martial arts or boxing? What was your dad?
Yeah, my dad boxed.
Boxed. Yeah. How did you get into wrestling?
A friend. So for some reason, I was at his house. I was 5. I was climbing behind his couch, and I seen like a team photo of the wrestling team, and that's whenever I asked him about it. And his mom told my dad and stuff, and then the next season I tried it out. So.
When did you realize that you were, like, your dad has told me some stories about this, but in your own words, like, when did you want to be serious about it, and what transpired there?
I think I was at this tournament, and I lost, and ended up taking 3rd, and I seen the first place guy walk back with a huge trophy, and I was like, I never want to lose again, and he's like, well, if you want to make that happen, then let's start now, and that's never really started. That's how I was 6. I just turned 6, so.
Where does that competitive mindset come from with you? Is your family? Were you born with that?
They said I was really aggressive at a young age, so I think I was just born with it. I never really liked losing. Like, if I was younger, I'd cry if I lost. So I just never, ever since I was young, never liked losing. Just because me and my brother used to compete a lot.
Gotcha. So, jumping ahead, so last year you wrestled Whitlake in the finals. He wins at juniors, right? Wasn't cadets. Cadets. All right. He ends up getting hurt. You go on to win the gold medal. Tell me, how do you deal with a loss like that? And what's your mindset going from there to Worlds? Because that would crush a lot of kids. They might not be able to bounce back. But I know you face a ton of tough competition.
Yeah, so he beat me, and then my coach asked me, like, well, we're still, like, right after the match, he asked me, he's like, so what are you doing next? You going to Fargo or anything? And I was like, I was mad. I was like, nah, I'm going to go back to the practice room and just practice. And, which I did that, too. And but then I ended up going out to Fargo. Well, I came out to Colorado Springs first, I seen him here with the world team. I wasn't on the world team. I was just here training.
Yep.
And so, after the loss, I told myself, I wrestled really bad. Because I did, and kind of moved forward. After that, I kind of just wanted to, prove myself. So I went out to Fargo, and I won that. And then they told me he got hurt and that I'd be wrestling at Worlds, and I was like, and I didn't take it as a bad thing. I was like, that just proves that this was meant to be. I shouldn't have never lost to the kid. This is my time, so I really took advantage of it. I was excited for it. I was like, it said itself.
So, all right, so easy bounce back. You're working. You're not taking it too personal.
Yeah.
How do you win a gold medal, world championships? How do you keep yourself hungry? Do you like, oh, that's nice, and then just tuck it away? I mean, a lot of people have trouble feeding the hunger. So tell me a little bit about winning and staying hungry.
Him beating me was something that kept me hungry too. It let me know, I'm better than him now, but there's still things I have to show. And another thing is like, I won the world title, but I look at it, it's a world title, but it was a cadet world title. There's other world titles to strive for. So I was like, that's the start. That's how I looked at it. Got to get that world title. Let's get the junior world title now. And let's get the senior. And so I looked at it as a stepping stone.
Okay. Talking about different disciplines, which is your favorite style to wrestle and why?
Freestyle.
Freestyle?
I don't like folk style much because I feel like the matches really get slowed down. It's either throw on top or if they're neutral, they don't really have to push the pace as much. I like freestyle because it's gonna go at it the whole time. So I like to move a lot. I don't like to sit back and slow the match down so kids can possibly 2-1 and almost win at the end.
Right. Can you tell me a little bit about coaching mentors through the your wrestling career?
I've always had great coaches. I started off, with a coach. He was a local coach. His name was Coach Slick. This is David Slick, and then this isn't Greg Slick, who's my high school coach now. This is his brother. So I started off with his brother actually, and he always made it fun at a young age, so always kept us in it. And then I went to a club in Pennsylvania. His name was Coach Rusty and Coach Adam. So they always, but what that club taught me the most was cardio. Every time I was in that practice room, it was just, we were sprinting. Everybody was crying or they're really thirsty, no water breaks. So that really taught mental toughness, not so much technique, but mental toughness, which really helped me even to now at this point. And then I wrestled in another club in PA, Renegade Force, under a guy named Chris Bentley. He actually passed away last summer while I was out in Fargo. And he taught me a lot of stuff, just about being a man and mentally always, never giving up, never feeling sorry for yourself because that's whenever nothing gets done. So every coach I've had from youth, and then I get to coach Greg Slick, Coach Slick, he's just helped me as a man as well. Going into high school, he told me I might not ever show you a wrestling move, but we will grow as men, and I definitely did. And now I'm here with Coach Jackson, Coach Rob Wider, him too. A lot of coaches helped me. Coach Shep Talk at Maryland, Coach McCoy, they helped me coming up at RTC because it's right in Maryland,
Yep.
So it's been a lot of coaches, a lot of support behind me. They've all played a huge role on me, and I'm really grateful for it.
If someone was to watch you in the practice room for a week, what kind of wrestler would they see? What kind of person would they see after that week of watching you?
Yeah, I get goofy in the wrestling room, but then I also go hard, So I like to have fun at practice too. While I'm jogging, I'll laugh and talk to my friends. But then we start wrestling, I really focus up and drill the techniques and stuff. But they just see me, honestly. I like to hang loose, but get the job done. Sometimes, everybody gets sore. You might see me chilling out sometimes, but.
All right. Out of left field here, what's your relationship with cutting weight and weight management and weight overall?
Oh, man, I hate it. I hate it so much. It just sucks overall because on top of getting ready for a competition, you're on sometimes you're on not a full stomach, so you're already grumpy. It's it's I don't like it at all. I try to avoid it, try to make it easier, but sometimes you just have to do it.
So, what was the total cut down for you to get to the weight at the juniors here?
So in high school, this past season, I weighed 176, and then I came out to Iowa City, and then here, and I was like 185. So
Jeez.
I had to cut about, what was it, 174? Yeah, I was cutting like 11 pounds.
Okay.
So it was new. I just hit a growth spurt like not too long ago. It was, I mean, not a huge growth spurt, but I added some pounds, so it made it a little difficult. 10 pounds, I've cut more than that before, so, but just wasn't expecting it. But, yeah.
Have you consistently cut weight through wrestling, or is this kind of a new thing?
I never really cut a weight until like 7th grade.
Okay.
I cut like 7 pounds then. I was wrestling at the, national level at a young age.
Yep.
So I cut like 7, and then as I got older, in high school, like my freshman and sophomore year, I cut weight, but junior year, I didn't really cut weight. Like going out to Fargo, I didn't cut. Senior year, I didn't really cut. This is the first thing I cut for, this whole entire like past 2 years. So
Got it.
I had to cut for Worlds last year actually a little bit because it came in last minute. Like I didn't know, so I was just at home eating. So.
What was that cut like? How much did you have to cut, and how much notice did you have?
Like 13.
13?
Yeah, I think it was like I had like 3.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
Okay. Now, you're a gradual guy, not a yo-yo cutter, or what are you like?
I try to be gradual.
But you yo-yo sometimes?
I start off gradual.
Okay.
And then sometimes it's less gradual as I go like get closer. I try to eat healthier towards it, but.
Gotcha. All right, so moving on, are you going to be competing any more this summer before the World Championships?
Yeah, I still have World Team Trials.
Oh, trials. Oh, there's trials.
Yeah, so I set out to the finals.
Yep.
And whoever wins that, the mini bracket, I face in the finals, best of 3.
Yep.
So.
And that's it. So nothing between now and then, just training.
Yeah, just training.
Will you be at home, or are you going to go out to the OTC to train? Where will you be training?
I'm at the OTC right now.
So. Oh, it's a dorm behind you.
Yeah.
Got it.
This is it's like a gesture they give you. Not just. Yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
I don't really hang my clothes up though. I got it in the drawers. So.
Gotcha. So you're going to be there through the trials?
Yeah.
And now, are you going to be? I know you committed to Penn State, but are you going to be staying at the training center for this next whole year?
Yeah, I will be.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about that process? Was that something you were talking about with the Penn State coaches, or is that something you were doing on your own?
Before I was, getting recruited, I'd already put it out there that I was doing this first. So all the coaches that were recruiting me already knew that this was going to happen.
Okay.
They were okay with it, and so they know I'm going to be out here. I'm going to take some college classes while I'm out here next year.
Gotcha.
During the gray shirt year, so.
Okay.
It'll be like a regular school year.
Can you tell me a little bit about the recruiting process? A lot of people think it's stressful. What was your experience like?
Yeah, it's stressful and fun because I think the hardest part for me was like I had built relationships with a lot of guys recruiting me, and then having to tell them that I was going not to their school, was the hardest part for me. But it's fun, getting to know a lot of the coaches, meeting other teammates that they coach. So it's a fun process, but it is stressful. You're choosing where you're basically gonna be for at least 4 years or more. If you're gonna go regional training center and stuff. So it's hard. It is a stressful process, though.
Tell me a little bit about picking Penn State.
Yeah, so I think it's just the perfect fit for me. I went up there, and I just loved, the atmosphere, and I love the coaches, too. A lot of people don't know, but the coach is actually really funny, which caught me off guard. A lot of
Coach Kale you're talking about.
Yeah, they're all of them.
All of them? Okay.
They all got a joke side to them. So, I really like that. I like the place where I feel comfortable because I feel like that's where I will get best,
Yeah.
If I don't really feel comfortable somewhere, I'm not going to want to strive. So, it's really close to home, too. So, me, my 2 clubs I told you about, they're from PA.
Yep.
I've had a lot of PA fans behind me, a lot of family support in PA. So, it's a perfect fit. It really fits well for me, and I'm excited for it.
So, if you're not enrolled, are you still allowed to go to the club to work out at all during the next year, or is that something that's different?
Pretty sure. There's a training center. I'm pretty sure you can practice in there.
I just wasn't sure about the distance from your home. Sometimes there's different rules. I don't know. I was just asking. So, any advice for kids next year going through the recruiting process?
Take it slow, because and don't listen to other people. because I know that has a lot of influence, and that's the main thing though. You don't listen to other people because a lot of people try and influence it. So whatever you feel at heart, do it. Because that's like I said, wherever you feel uncomfortable, you're gonna get the best, no matter what program it is. So.
Yeah.
And just build a relationship with the coaches so that you really know which ones you want to spend your next couple years with.
Were you at the NCAA championships this year?
Yeah, I was.
What were your takeaways from that event, Penn State, and in general?
Oh, it's crazy because a lot of stuff happens. It's like March Madness.
Yeah.
And like in basketball, the upsets. Same thing in wrestling. A lot of people they get to that environment, they might not wrestle their best. So you see a lot of flip side things. You see a lot of new things, a lot of crazy stuff happening. I like it though. It's definitely the Super Bowl.
It is. Now, were there for the finals too?
Yeah.
Were you betting on Penn State or were you betting on Ohio State coming up to the finals? Where were you at?
So I was watching throughout the whole thing, and then Ohio State they were winning for a good bit.
Yeah.
I seen Penn State creeping, and then I knew once Penn State got to the finals, they won it.
Yeah.
So I knew they would.
You have any nicknames?
AB.
AB, like your Twitter handle?
AB. They used to call me Meatball because I was a chubby kid.
Really?
Yeah, they used to call me Meatball. And Hatters. That's what my mom calls me. She's supposed to be Hatters. I don't know what it means. She just calls me Hatters.
That's funny.
Yeah.
When were they calling you Meatball? How old were you?
I was like 2 or 3.
Dude, I love that name. It's awesome.
Yeah, they call me Meatball. But my friend, people call me AB now, though.
Okay. Yeah. I will call you a Meatball. I just think it's a great name, man. Meatball. No, I'm kidding. All right. So you're watching the Penn State. I'm just goofing, man. It's late. I had a long day. You're watching the Penn State team over the last few years. Who are the guys that you like watching overall? It doesn't even have to be Penn State, but whose style do you like? And who do you watch to pick up moves?
I'll start off with just all the college wrestlers. I'm not just gonna name PSU guys. Kyle Snyder.
Yep.
Just his hand movement with the stronger guys. How he's snapping them. He's getting to low ankle attacks. I watched a little bit of Mark Hall because he's always upper body.
Yeah.
Some front head stuff, but Zane Rutherford too.
Yeah.
I like how he gets their legs and off. Those guys, I really like their leg attacks. Bo Nickel, he's just funky. That's always interesting. But I liked watching Yanni this year too. Yanni's a tough kid.
Totally.
Yeah. But I take something from all those guys. Different. I watch wrestling a lot. They all got different styles. We all have different styles, so you learn something from all of them. So I just watch them. Just college wrestling, I watch it.
Do you watch any guys from other eras, like Russians from the '80s or '90s or anything like that?
Not as much. I kind of watch the new era stuff. Burroughs, guys like that. I feel like my coaches they watch that stuff and then they teach me stuff like that. So I can just watch the new stuff. They know all the older stuff. If I need it, they'll show me it.
So, you ever play this game like if age and weight didn't matter, like you'd want to wrestle somebody?
Oh, no, I never have.
No,
actually.
all right. I'm gonna tell Kale Sanderson you're picking him.
Oh yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
You can tell him.
So you're really good at wrestling. Are you good at other things too?
I'm trying to get really good at Fortnite.
You and my son.
Yeah, I'm trying to get really good at. Yeah, I won a game not too long ago. Before I came out.
Did that give you the same feeling as? Did that give you the same feeling as winning a big wrestling tournament or not?
Oh yeah, Fortnite wins never get old. Because after the wrestling wins, you're breathing heavy, but after the Fortnite wins, sometimes you're shaking because you're doing your controller. You're like, wow, I won. You're just like, oh, you're sweating and stuff. It's pretty fun.
Okay, do me a favor. Think about it for a second. Next 10 years, give me AB's master plan for how the next 10 years lay out for you.
Okay, I got it right now. So, I see myself as a funny, entertaining guy too, as well. So, something I want to do in life, I think, is so first wrestling, world titles, Olympic titles, and then endorsements. And I want to be in some movies. I really do.
Yeah.
I think I can see me doing that. see me acting, having fun with that, just being goofy, some comedies, and seeing where that holds. But I wanna wrestling. It's a blessing. It's also a gateway. So you use everything to your advantage. So finish my wrestling career, doing what I love to do, and then maybe coach too as well. But I want to see if I can get into Hollywood.
Have you ever taken acting classes?
Nah, actually, I used to take theater back in middle school. I didn't really take it in high school, but me and my friends, we always love being goofy.
Yeah.
Always messing around, so it's just something I love to do. You can see me doing it.
Do you have a YouTube page where you practice,
Maybe,
like putting videos of yourself being goofy up or not?
See, we were going to, but I've been going. Yeah, I've been going for my friend away from home, so maybe something soon.
Okay. Do you have your goals just memorized, or are they written down somewhere?
I haven't memorized.
Yeah. Okay.
I used to write them down when I was a kid, but then I just I know what my goals are. So.
What's your favorite TV show? Do you have one?
Yeah, I watch Green Arrow. That's like in the Flash series, but I watched all of them on Netflix. So.
Okay.
Now I gotta throw something on and fall asleep, but those are my favorite ones.
We've talked a little bit about your goals. Have you always worked on that aspect of the mental side, or is that something that's come as you've gotten older? Some kids don't necessarily, they'll have lofty goals, but maybe not what they're willing to do to get to it. How did that get into your your bag of tools?
Just memorizing them?
Well, not memorizing them, but coming up with them and having the point that connects where you are to get to that goal.
Yeah. It just comes from, time. I think you see what you can do, and then you plan it out as you go on. So, if I do this right, if I keep working hard at this, it's a gateway to other stuff,
Yeah.
So you got to get somewhere to get to the next place, So, and then, you also have your support. They're telling you, they're giving you the advice and letting you know what you can do and stuff like that. But it does just come with time. Because, I was younger. You just put everything out. But you don't plan how to do it. And then as you get older, start here, and you're going to build up. So.
This is a little more serious. Has race ever been a factor with your career in wrestling?
Not really. I wouldn't say so. I've been blessed that it hasn't been. I know there's other wrestlers that it's really affected them, but for me, no, not really. I mean, maybe behind my back, I'm not sure, but I mean, nothing first-hand experience, everything, if I've ever wrestled, it's been, fair. I've had a lot of support, fans where I'm from, so, like I said, other places in the world or country that might, but, where I'm at, nah.
No, nothing. All right. Anything else you want to say to your fans that from Maryland or the Regional Olympic Training Center or Penn State? Anything? Any shout outs?
I'll give one. Well, of course, my support system. I'd like to shout them out. But I got something for the kids. It's just as you're at a young age, a lot of kids they get compared at a young age, and it kind of tears them down and stops them from going. Me as a kid. If somebody would compare me to somebody else, they might say, here's one kid, here's the other one, same age, but this one's way better. If you're that kid that's not, on this kid's level yet, don't stress it, just keep working, and you'll pass all of them. So I know, because me, from first-hand experience at a young age, it does wear on the kids, the flow media, the rankings, all that stuff. Just don't focus on it, because you keep doing what you're doing, and you'll pass everybody. So that's what I have to say to the youth and everybody else.
Good stuff. Keep working hard. Speaking of flow and the media, do you read your press clippings on Flow or on message boards or other wrestling sites like True Wrestling?
That's why I like it. I know that mostly whenever Flow writes something on me, it's a bracket thing. But if it's an article, yeah, I read it.
Yeah.
Or I'll watch mine. I watched my interview from yesterday. I don't really like watching myself on video. I cringe a little bit, so I usually stop it halfway through. But
all right.
Yeah, but yeah, I read it.
So you're talking about. I'm going to circle back for the last thing. Talking about going to Hollywood possibly after all your wrestling, your friends, you're goofing around. Are you good at telling jokes?
I don't. It's weird. I feel like I'm more of the say something in the moment.
Okay.
I'll say something funny instead of setting up a joke.
I got it. Improvisational.
I don't really say the jokes. I do it off the fly.
Got it. All right, well, I won't make you give me anything.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you taking the time, AB, and we'll be looking for you at the trials and hopefully at the World Championships.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, though. Thanks for having me on this.